Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Jams by Jesh. I'm Jesh, and today I am going to talk to you about a crush of mine, admittedly, and that is Tyla. Specifically, we are going to talk about her viral Song of the Year, Water, and what made it such a smash hit. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for more. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So, there are 25 things that we are going to go through, and this is going to be a bit of a ramble. Let's start with number 1. Afrobeats are in. The music landscape is constantly changing, and this current state in 2024, a lot of Afrobeats artists are taking over. We've been seeing a lot of Burna Boy, Rima, Wizkid, Thames. It's been this big emerging sound that hasn't really happened in mainstream American music. And to have a song like Water come from Tyla out of South Africa is not a coincidence. There's so much momentum in this genre, and it's alive. The energy is there. Number 2, let's talk about the syncopation of the beat. This song is sexy, and the emphasis isn't on the main downbeats, it's on the offbeats. And this just makes you want to dance. It makes you want to move. It makes you feel the movement of the song better than if it were just like constant rhythm with equal distance between the drum notes. Number 3, Tyla used some very interesting chords for this song. It's all minor 7 chords, just sort of going from one to the other. And what this means is we're not really getting a sense of resolution. There's just a constant sort of tension to the song that doesn't get resolved. And that unresolved tension just really lends itself well to the sort of like sultriness of the song. Then there's the chorus. For one thing, it's short, right? Make me sweat, make me hotter, make me lose my breath, make me water. It's easy, it's simple, and it's short. I think that there's something to be said for the brevity of the chorus, especially in this sort of like TikTok era of music where you want to be short for TikTok. You want to have the hook be right there and digestible, loopable. That's number 5. It's repetitive, right? Tyla says this chorus so many times throughout the song. How many times are we talking? Specifically, she says it 10 times throughout the song. Adam Neely, a YouTuber who I look up to, once said, repetition legitimizes, meaning the more you hear something, the more it has legitimacy. The catchier it gets, the more it sticks in your head, the more you remember it. And I think that that is the case here with Water. It's catchy, it's repetitive, and it works. Next, for number 6, let's talk about Tyla's vocal intonation, specifically her breathy style, right? Tyla, it feels like sometimes when she's saying these lyrics, she's exhaling as she says them, or she's just doing them in a very like breathy, like head voicey style. And I think that this is intentional in that it is a very sensual way of delivering the vocals here. It adds to the ambiance, it adds to the intimacy. It feels like Tyla's right there, and like we are right there with Tyla. Now let's talk about Tyla's influence. This is something that she's been very upfront with in several different interviews. One that she's mentioned a lot is Rock the Boat by Aaliyah. Tyla's a throwback, really. She's pop, she's R&B, she's Afrobeats, but she's also like club music. It's this combination of things that really works. In addition to Aaliyah, I think there's also a lot of Mariah influence and a lot of Whitney influence. The Whitney I hear in particular in the bridge leading up to the chorus, it reminds me a lot of I Want to Dance with Somebody. I mentioned that she had a very breathy style, and I think that another thing I want to focus on in particular is the vocal fry in her voice. You could probably hear that in my voice right now since I'm kind of whispering, but the idea is that she's not even using her full power behind these lyrics, and again adds to the like sultry, intimate nature of the song. It's something that's very specific to this song, and I don't hear that a lot. I actually think it's pretty nice, and I would support other artists implementing that. The vocals really have this like smooth and slurred production to them. I mentioned the breathiness in the vocal fry, but the way that she delivers these lyrics, it's not very consonant, you know, it's very soft. The consonants are soft, and it lends itself well to this sort of like dreamy kind of instrumental, this chorus of vocals surrounding her. So the smooth slurred vocals, I think they're intentional, and I think that they're really, really smart. Next, let's talk about some of the riffs that Tyla goes on for this song. There's points where she just shows off her vocal chops, and it's really impressive. This is where I think that Mariah influence comes in. For this song to be a success, it required just a lot of different things. It required that it was more than just the chorus, right? And you can hear in the verses, they keep you in the song. And I think that that's largely in part to the riffs that she goes on. Number 12, another very important thing is subtle ad-libs. Sometimes they're even buried in the production. But you could even see Tyla perform these live also. Ad-libs, they're just this nice, like, rhythmic variation to the song, and they're subtle, they're not overt, they pure. Another important thing to mention is Tyla's use of lyrics that are suggestive while not overtly dirty. This is something she borrowed from Aaliyah, and I think that it's something that really lends itself well to this song. It allows Tyla to be more inventive with her lyrics, and it sort of forces her to think out of the box. It's a show don't tell, if you will. Now, I touched on this earlier, but another thing I want to mention is the harmonies and the stacked vocals that are produced into the song. This is particularly the case with the chorus, right? And it's the whole time. It's never just Tyla singing the chorus in a singular vocal take. It's always multiple takes. And I think that this gives a sort of sense of like people singing along. It's like encouraging viewers and listeners to be part of the song and sing along. Another important thing to mention is Tyla created a corresponding dance that was very creative intentionally for this song. She worked with a choreographer to do it. The level of planning that went into the song is much deeper than one might guess just from like a cursory look. And I think that that is something that makes a trend. That's something that makes you spark. That's something that makes you stand out. People can learn the dance and go along with the song. It's another way of interacting with the song for the listeners. Now, I touched on this before too, but another cool thing that Tyla does here is variations to her cadence. It's not just the same flow over and over again. Even in the verses, Tyla doesn't really follow a singular format. There's like a pattern and motif, but she varies it and she adds riffs to it and she goes up an octave sometimes. There's just a lot going on, and while it's very repetitive, it also has enough variation to keep you interested. Next, let's talk about the blending of South African traditions that Tyla has incorporated into this. There are phrases that are from traditional South African culture. The dance is a South African tradition, although not traditionally performed with the song. It's an amalgamation of various different things that are all like unique to South Africa, and that creates this sort of like nationality to the song that is really unique and not something you see a lot. Number 18 is that the song is very spiritual. This feels weird to say, right? Because I myself am not a very spiritual person, but I think that there's just something magical about when an artist is feeling a song, and when an artist is passionate about a song, and when there's their heart and soul that goes into it, and it's genuine and it means everything to them. And you could feel that through this song. There's something spiritual about it. There's something that transcends just music. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to sing along. Just thinking about it makes you want to move. And I think that that's really special. Tyla mentioned earlier that there is a lot of club music influence on this track. And as a fan of club music, I think that that's really cool. It's almost a bit of a throwback because it feels like these days most artists aren't really doing club music. Maybe that died from the pandemic and people are getting back into it more now. But I feel like there's just something really cool about incorporating South African traditions and club music and pop and R&B. Here's something I bet you didn't know. Tyla freestyles her lyrics. This is really cool to me. I think that there's a lot of different approaches that you could take when you're writing your lyrics, but freestyling is tough. And the way that they come out, sometimes you just get the rhythm, but not the lyrics, or the melody, but not the lyrics. And I think that sometimes lends itself to a better product, right? You get the right phonetics, even if the lyrics aren't 100% there yet. That's something you could fix afterwards. Tyla has mentioned before that she has a strong connection with her composers and producers. Her producer is someone that she's been working with for a long time, and that she has this connection with it where she just really resonates with the beats that he makes, and he knows what she wants. I think that there's something special when you have a strong relationship between a producer and a lyricist, and even when the lyricist is involved with the production. I think that just lends itself to a better product. Another important thing about the song, I think, is that Tyla wanted a summer banger. She embarked on this songwriting process with the intention of writing a summer banger. And she did that. There was a goal that she set in sight, and she accomplished that goal. That was what she was trying to do with the song. That was the vision for the song. It wasn't just an idea in her head. It was, no, I want to do this. Let's do it. And everyone was on the same page. I think that the Amapiano signature log drum is really cool. This is another one of those South African culture things, but it adds a really interesting timbre to the track. It breaks up the song, it interrupts it, and you'd think that would be bad, but it actually, it shocks you, it brings you to attention, it wakes you up, it keeps you on your toes, and it kind of breaks up the monotony. So I really like it. This one should go without saying, but Tyla is confident. Oh my God, this woman is just oozing with confidence. It's incredible. Tyla's performances and her interviews and the things she says on social media, everything just suggests that this is her passion, and she knows her abilities, and she believes in herself. Confidence is key to your success, regardless of your field, and Tyla exemplifies that perfectly. Another key to success, regardless of your field, is work ethic. Tyla has been working on tracks for a while. She said in an interview that she's been DMing celebrities for years. She had this one really funny interview where she talked about how she sent herself dancing to Normani's song to Normani, and then once Water went viral, Normani responded to her and was like, "I love your song." So I just think that's so cool. You got to put yourself out there. You got to work if you want to get to where she got. And I think that that's the last point, right? This is number 25. There is no such thing as an overnight success. Tyla has been working on this for a while. She's been working up her confidence. She's been figuring out the music that she likes. She found a producer. She found her different influences and she figured out how to combine them perfectly. This is not a viral debut. This is the culmination of years of work. And Tyla has been doing this with passion, and it finally paid off. That's the end of my ramble. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.